thermal properties of matter, and topic is change of state. So let us discuss what is change of state. We know that matter normally exists in three states, that is solid, liquid, and gas. A transition from one of these states to another is called a change of state. That is solid to liquid, liquid to gas, or solid to gas, gas to solid, liquid to solid, etc. So, a transition from one of these states to another is called a change of state. Now, the question is when these change can occur? When a solid is transformed to liquid or liquid to gas. These changes can occur when the exchange of heat takes place between the substance and its surroundings. That is when ice gains heat energy from its surroundings at a particular temperature, ice converts to water. Now, water on gaining heat energy from its surroundings at a particular temperature, the water starts converting to water vapor or steam. Now, when water loses heat energy to its surroundings at a particular temperature, it fuses to ice. So, whenever there is an exchange of heat between the substance and its surroundings at a particular temperature, change of state can occur. Take some cubes of ice in a beaker. Note the temperature of the ice using a thermometer, a mercury thermometer. Here you can see that the temperature is below 0 degrees Celsius or somewhere around 0 degrees Celsius. Start heating it slowly on a constant heat source. Note the temperature after every minute. When ice gains heat energy, it will start melting. It will convert it to water. But again, if you see the temperature will be at 0 degrees Celsius. Continuously stir the mixture of water and ice and draw a graph between temperature and time. Here, along vertical direction, temperature is plotted and horizontal direction, time is plotted. Temperature is measured in terms of degrees Celsius and time, say in seconds. You can see that if you plot a graph, it will be a straight line. That is, you will observe no change in the temperature as long as there is ice in the beaker. The system gains energy, but its temperature doesn't change. That is, the temperature remains at 0 degrees Celsius as long as there is ice in the beaker. So, in the above process, the temperature of the system does not change, even though heat is being continuously supplied. The heat supplied is being utilized in changing the state from solid to liquid, here from ice to water. The change of state from solid to liquid is called melting. That is, ice melts to water. So, the change of state from solid to liquid is called melting, and the change of state from liquid to solid is called fusion. That is, water fuses to ice. So, the state from liquid to solid, the change of state from liquid to solid is called fusion. It is observed that the temperature remains constant until the entire amount of solid substance melts. That is, both the solid and the liquid states of the substance coexist in thermal equilibrium during the change of states from solid to liquid. That is, both water and ice can coexist at 0 degrees Celsius during the change of states from ice to water occur. The temperature at which the solid and the liquid states of the substance is in thermal equilibrium with each other is called its melting point. Or in simple language, melting point is that temperature at which solid melts to its liquid state. That is, ice melts to water. But you can see that at this particular temperature, that is at melting point, the temperature at which solid melts, you can see both the solid state and its corresponding liquid state. They coexist there. That's why melting point is defined as the temperature at which the solid and the liquid states of the substance is in thermal equilibrium with each other. Melting point is a characteristic of the substance. That is, the melting point is different for different substances. And for a given substance, the melting point changes with pressure. When pressure is increased, melting point is found to decrease. The melting point of a substance at standard atmospheric pressure is called its normal melting point. Take a slab of ice, take a metallic wire and fix two blocks at its ends. Put the wire over the slab as shown in the figure. You will observe that the wire passes through the ice slab without breaking the ice into pieces. So why it happens? Why the wire passes through the ice without splitting or without cutting the ice into two pieces? This happens due to the fact that just below the wire, that is at the point of contact, ice melts at lower temperature due to increase in pressure. Due to that load, the pressure at the point of contact will be larger. Hence, the melting point of ice decreases. That is, ice melts much below 0 degrees Celsius. That is below its normal melting point. So, once water is formed there, that wire can easily pass through. Now, when the wire has passed, water above the wire again freezes again. Why? Because the pressure is less and hence the melting point increases. Therefore, the water above the wire freezes again. Thus, the wire passes through the slab and the slab does not split. This phenomenon of refreezing is called regulation. I repeat, this phenomenon of refreezing is called a regulation. Skating is possible on snow due to the formation of water under the skates. Water is formed due to the increase of pressure and it acts as a lubricant. Now again, back to the original experiment. Now you could see still you can find some ice in that system. Now after the whole of the ice gets converted to water and as we continue further heating, we shall see that temperature begins to rise. Now the temperature somewhere reaches 50 degrees Celsius which is indicated by the thermometer, and from the graph also you could see it's somewhere around 50 degree. The temperature keeps on rising till it reaches nearly 100 degrees Celsius when it again becomes steady. That is, at 100 degrees Celsius, the heat supplied is now being utilized to change water from liquid state to vapor or gaseous state. The change of state from liquid to vapor, that is, water to steam, is called vaporization. So, the change of state from liquid to vapor is called vaporization. It is observed that the temperature remains constant until the entire amount of the liquid is converted into water. It is converted into vapor. That is, both the liquid and vapor states of the substance coexist in thermal equilibrium during the change of state from liquid to vapor. The temperature at which the liquid and the vapor states of the substance coexist is called its boiling point, or it is that temperature at which liquid starts boiling or liquid converts to vapor states. Boiling point increases with increase in pressure. At the same time, the boiling point decreases with decrease in pressure. Why cooking is difficult on hills? I told you the boiling point increases with increase in pressure and decreases with decrease in pressure. That is, at high altitudes, atmospheric pressure is than lower, reducing the boiling point of water as compared to that at sea level. So water starts boiling below 100 degrees Celsius. So food particles cannot be cooked properly. On the other hand, boiling point is increased inside a pressure cooker by increasing the pressure. Hence, cooking is faster. The boiling point of a substance at standard atmospheric pressure is called its normal boiling point. However, all substances do not pass through the three states, that is, solid to liquid, then liquid to gas. There are certain substances which normally pass from the solid to the vapor state directly and vice versa. The change from solid state to vapor state without passing through the liquid state is called sublimation, and the substance is said to be sublime. For example, dry ice, that is solid CO2, and iodine camphor, they are very best examples of sublime. They passes from their solid form to vapor state directly. During the sublimation process, both the solid and vapor states of a substance coexist in thermal equilibrium.